Buddy's got to force his way back into this team now. Lyle across the front of goal. The mark is taken by Gibson. Sometimes teams get themselves up and they're missing a couple of stars. First up, maybe even it lasts for a couple of weeks, but it's hard to do it consistently. There's Hodge. So Buddy shouldn't be too downcast. And they certainly have a few injuries. Some stars out of the team, but those stars in the team, like this guy, Sam Mitchell, have really done nicely tonight. Chance Bateman is back, and the crowd gave him a rousing reception when he got his first kick moments ago on the outer side wing. Shields has been a real danger man, enjoying the coming of age in this team. Fletcher misses the mark. Whitecross goes back. Fletcher did well. Second attempt, knocked it across to Howlett. Hill. Fletcher. Couple to choose from. Heppel's got it. Teammates everywhere. Melksham gets a hand pass to Zaharakis. Waiting for him, just lurking, was Birchall. Lays it off, trying to get through as Bruce, thanks to the crowd. Kicks it inside the forward 50, and the mark has been paid to the sprawling Hale.
May well see at some point where was the ball kicked from.
I do like this, though.
I reckon about 12 metres.
I reckon Ray was right. I reckon 16. They're going that well tonight, the umpies. There's Hale. Directly in front. Beautiful. Sweetly timed. He's got his second.
Point, Tom, of getting the ball off them earlier. What does that term mean? You and Bomber obviously understood that term.
So a little kick inside as Tom's just gone to his computer. All the notes that Bomber left when he left the Cats.
I'm ready to answer that.
He should never have shredded them.
Kick out wide. Lee, never ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Just waiting for the time.
Hodge well played to Mitchell, to Hodge. So the two captains say, and then Hodge kicks a beauty, and Whitecross plays it cleverly with Mr. Gadget Fletcher. They get the numbers back. Puopolo will be dangerous here, and they concede in the end.
The answer is, so one of Mark Thompson's main coaching premises was to take the ball off the opposition as early as you can, which means his defenders just squeeze right off.
Done tonight and continue to do.
So Prismal forward, Guerra. Lee's not buying into it, Tom, I reckon. Here's Cheney. Cheney running hard and kicks to half forward. Gee, how well did he protect that, Bruce? And then Bruce quickly on. Lewis did it pretty well too. He's won a free kick.
Hold his ground.
He's got to actually push
right
up
in the midfield, so we at least have even numbers at the halfway point.
Correct.
Got a lot of clever footballs, Hawthorn, haven't they? Playing the percentage as well. Lewis got a goal in the opening turn and adds to that in the third.
Not just that lead off their opponent. I mean, this one deep.
So is that structural? Is that structural lack of effort from Essendon? Which is it?
Welsh didn't carry, took it on the half volley. Kicks outside the 50. They've got 2 on 1, but wanting it most. Terrifically done by Birchall. Just clattered in there. Tries to knock it across towards a teammate in Guerra. He's taken the ground. Melksham hits the deck, and Guerra wins a free kick. Well, that about epitomises the night.
Two inexperienced Bombers there now. Smith being an experienced. What a game he's having. Running. He wants a third goal, does Smith. And he gets it. A hat-trick at the MCG.
Every player on the ground is going to Grant Birchall. He was the one who really, and looked like a clear Essendon ball win, front of the centre square. And Birchall's desperation to make the contest, that was eventually what created the opportunity for Rioli to get that first free kick. They had a lot of options going forward then. When they broke off halfback from that contested ball win or that free kick on halfback, they just flowed. And that Essendon spread on defence, very poor.
Having a quarter and a half standing deep in the pocket, just sets it up, intended for Melksham. Missed the mark, should have taken it. Whitecross gets the footy. Kicks outside the defensive 50. Melksham, real chance there. Puopolo missed the football, goes back and finds it. Hawthorn under a degree of pressure. Birchall ran Whitecross into trouble. Back to Birchall. Birchall across the front of goal. They're outnumbered in the opposite pocket. Over the football now, Gibson. Gibson did well, out of trouble. It was Hurley who took the big leap there, missed the mark. Coming through though, Howlett, so the ball is coming back. Zaharaka spotted Davey, turns around into the clutches of Hodge. Oh, well done by Hodge to Cheney, getting it out of there, Lyle. That was terrific footy by Hawthorn. Smith breaks out of defence. They were under pressure again. They could ill afford to concede a goal there. Still over a quarter to go. Mitchell to the run of Suckling. Suckling runs inside the 50, needs a finish. Keeps it low, gets the goal. He bounced it right on the middle of the goal line. How good was that? His second.
Just example, Hawk, they pressed in so hard, Essendon. Every now and again you get over the top and out the back, which is what happened then with Suckling. But again, they've kicked a couple of goals this quarter, but the 14 goals in the first half.
Considering his state of exhaustion, I reckon right at the end he would have been absolutely spent. So fantastic goal. And Smith's pace early in that flow of play was important. Ryder gets it from the centre to half forward. Hurley attacked it hard. Melsham, who's got pretty busy in this quarter. The sub coming on, puts the pressure on Suckling, and then back to Gibson. Just been a good pick-up, Gibson, hasn't he? Shields out wide.
Savage all by himself at centre-half forward.
And he may get involved now. Savage, he does. He stood his ground. They all came back, and he took the mark. And then Savage with a little toe poke. And well played by Whitecross, I think it is, coming across. Around for Shields. They're the guys that had to step up for them to be a chance, and they have.
It's given them real pace in life. They've virtually replaced. They're kind of the next generation in a way, even though those guys haven't been around a long time.
Can he make it an 11th goal kicker for the match without Buddy out there? He can. He's had a good night, Whitecross.
He's been at times Dustin Fletcher totally ineffectual. We see Dustin Fletcher now standing by himself outside the square.
Not enough pressure then from Hill on Gibson, which allows him time and space to get the start the chain of disposals.
The clear message Bomber Thompson talks about as a coach is quite simple: be hard to play against. And I'm not sure David Hill was on that occasion. And some input to perhaps some of the midfield structures for the Bombers.
Mitchell out of the middle as we start this final term. Savage helps the ball on its way, finds it again, tries to hook it across the body, but not far enough, and kicks it behind. Here's Pearce. He won that good period, kicked a goal. Goes towards midfield. Well, Howlett did okay. He was outnumbered, but he leads back in the race, then left the footy behind. Mitchell slides in like a base runner going to second. Lewis is there. Mitchell kept coming. Lewis finished up with a football. Just feeds it back to Whitecross, who kicks inside the forward 50. And Savage, always looking dangerous, has this one about 40 metres out. This boy making a real impression. 33 possessions and 4 goals last week. So far tonight has the 1 goal. Just not beyond him. He struck it very, very sweetly. Straight through the middle.
So, quiet night, Hurley. He was a key before the match. That's a poor kick. Lyle cuts it off. So Lyle in the back half after Davey just got that previous goal after the Hill free kick. And here's Lyle.
Lyle just runs it up towards the boundary, stops, kicks towards the wing, pitches between a couple of Hawks, down goes Gibson, ball runs free, Brewster's got it, so sends it inside the 50, going back with wonderful courage down there in defence. I think it was Hibbert got a hand to it. Still, it's going to be a goal, you would think. Osborne takes the hand pass over the top from Lewis and kicks a goal, his second.
Turnover there. As soon as Hawthorn got the ball here, they just maintained control. Essendon didn't touch the footy until the goal was scored.
It real still doesn't matter. Well, it probably does to Hodge. Zaharakis got boot to ball barely. Puopolo stood up in the tackle. Whitecross hard against the line. Bounces one down towards full forward.
Back with Welsh. Little give okay. Stanton big numbers in the second half. Kicked to half forward. Hill couldn't quite get the bounce. Lyle with him. Hodge mopping up. Back to Burgoyne. Back to Gibson. And then Gibson to Cheney. Are we ready for the second chapter?
The question I wanted to ask Lee about Luke Hodge is, when you've got players of that ilk, do you ask them where they want to play?
Well, I suppose there's an element of that, but really it's a matter of, you know, where do we want to plug a hole? He can do so many things.
We're up.
Glad I got that out.
I think if you ask him where do you want to play centre square. They all want to play centre square.
Well, Lewis just pops it over the top, and Savage takes a very good mark with a couple bearing down on him.
On the ground, the most influential player, but I tell you what, Savage wouldn't be too far behind.
No.
That's a strong mark for... He's only a small man.
Yes. It may not have been Savage moments ago, but he certainly was surly.
How many Savages have played for Hawthorn, do you know?
No, the S's aren't my strong point. I've obviously got pages missing there, Bruce, in the record book. In comes Savage, and he kicks the goal.
Only 9 from their premiership team out there tonight. This is one of the guys I've to see last night. It's a new look Hawks, isn't it?
Certainly a new look Hawks, and you look at the goal kickers.
To Zaharakis, and now equals that PB. Tumbling punt. Hill almost Lyle. Hodge, clever. And then Gibson out wide.
I'll tell you, he must be influential for the Hawks, and that's Josh Gibson. So we've got Stratton out, we've got Gillen out, and Josh Gibson has taken...
He's now critical, isn't he? He is now their best big defender. Gives away height every week, but he's a very good player.
And the other guy, I think they want to get back, Schoenmakers, who's sort of come back in the last couple of weeks, but he's injured at the moment. Hopefully he'll play against Coventry.
But it highlights to me, perhaps, what we don't see is the education, the teaching that someone like Josh Gibson might put into these younger defenders, because they've certainly flourished in under his leadership.
Beautiful. Now, Josh is on a roll downstairs too. Ron Savage played for Carlton 111 games. Okay, terrific, Josh.
That is a great name, Ron Savage.
The statistician is savaging me if we're going to play on that. I mean, he's enjoying this remarkably. I'm squirming on the hook after the Smiths. There goes the kick, and it's through from Osborne. He's got 3.
Fair to say that. I mean, Hawthorn have been in good form, partly because of their youth, but partly because the youth is coming in when the players around them are going well. A bit like the Geelong youngsters. It's much easier to come into a team that's playing well and find your feet. And Hawthorn have got a number of players in that.
Or, Frank, one or the other. Once they debuted, the last time was against Essendon. They've had a big win, the Hawks. A really big win here at the G. They've cemented their spot in the top 4, and they've tipped the Bombers out of the 8. 23-8, 146 to 12-9, 81. They win by 65 points. That's big on a Friday night.
Let's go down to Richo.
Well, Sammy, that was a great team effort. All the talk about Buddy, but all the young players stepped up. Smith, Shields, Savage, 3 goals, 9 goals between them. Great effort.
Yeah, those young boys have been playing some good footy for us and get a bit more opportunity, a bit more game time, and really stamping their names in the side. It's going to be hard to get them out when some of our other boys come back in.
Now, I think you've had the magic number 38 again. All-Australian type year from yourself, mate, I reckon.
Oh, I think I'd have to use it a bit better than I did tonight. I butchered it. I think I gave them 2 of their first 4 goals, so I'd like to use it a little bit better. Hopefully next week get some pies.
Well, you know you've had a good game, Sammy, when you take 9 marks, because you're not the tallest man in the world.
Yeah, little fellas, just a few cheekies in there, I'm sure.
Oh, well done, Sam, and a great team effort.
Yeah, thanks for showing. Cheers, mate.
He's a terrific player. Well, not him so much as Sam Mitchell. 38 possessions. That's uncanny. 4 times this year he's got 38, and that is his season's high. 23-8, 12-9. Richard.
Gibbo, good effort tonight. The defence was great, and you had Sean Burgoyne down there. He was fantastic also.
Yeah, look, Sean's come down. Geordie Lyle's come down and filled a couple of spots, which is really good. You know, a few guys out, and they've come in and they've done the job.
And without Buddy tonight, there was a lot of talk about where the goals. I think about 11 goal kickers. You'd be really happy with that.
Yeah, look, we had the smaller guys down there tonight, and they used their speed and they put on some great pressure down there and kicked goals, which is a bonus.
And Hodgie just got you with the ball there, mate. Thanks for joining us.
So he'll get one back. Thanks, mate.
Good on you, Richard. Big win then for the Hawks. Who would have thought that without Buddy Franklin, they would kick his number in goals tonight on Friday Night Football? They get 23 of them. 23-8, 146. Essendon 12-9, 81. 18 points at quarter time, 61 at half, 66 at three-quarter, and finally they win by 65 points, their 10th victory of the season. Hawthorn big winners tonight.